Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very, very special segment. The segment that we've all been waiting for, the travel updates with Tanvi Goyal. So, Tanvi, once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Umeshi. Thank you, everyone. So today's 33rd episode. We have really came a long way. So thank you so much for all the supports and sending us all the questions. Today we're going to share a lot more important news and some links as well for you. So don't forget to share it. Before we go ahead, I would like to inform you all that any information being discussed today is all general information only. As you know, situation and things can change anytime, and individual cases may vary as well. So please keep that in mind.
And of course, as Tanvi has mentioned, this is our 33rd episode, and quite excited about that as well. And once again, Tanvi, thank you so much for all the information and the updates that you keep providing for the benefit of all our viewers and listeners. And as she has mentioned in the disclaimer statement that all the informations are current at the time of recording, and of course things do change. Rules and regulations are being made as we go along. But right now, let's move on with this for today. As you've got some very exciting news in this segment as well. So right now, who can fly from Australia to India?
Meiji, at this stage, still Indian citizens on temporary visa can fly without any issues. So forms and everything needs to be filled the same way it was. And we'll tell you what all flights are there as well. But yes, Indian citizens can fly. Those who are on temporary visas. And Australian citizen or PR is still not permitted to fly. But I have a good news for you guys that I have seen some news that it's in agenda these days, and it might open it up in next 6 weeks or so. And there was one more thing, guys, which I want to share with you all. In fact, would like to recommend you all to get vaccinated because after everything opens, then only vaccinated people can be prioritized, or it can be mandatory as well. So if you get chance, if you are in a category, I would highly recommend you to get your vaccination done. So these are the people who can fly and update for Australia to India.
And of course, as you have mentioned, it is very, very advisable to get vaccinated. Even if you're not traveling, get vaccinated. It's one of those things that you need to do. And if you fall into that category where you can get them done straight away, please do that, because of course there are waiting times as well between the first and the second one that you can get. And for the if you're getting your flu vaccination, so you got to get your flu vaccination, wait for 14 days to get your first shot, then go for the second one, I think 12 weeks later or something like that. So whatever it is, you really need to get it done. For the safety of everyone, whether you're traveling or not. But for traveling, I think it will become one of the things which will be part and parcel of all traveling, that as you need passport and visa and ticket, you will also need your certificate to travel. That's one of the things that we're going to live with now. Well, right now, moving on from Brisbane. So what are our flight options from Brisbane?
So the next flight from Brisbane is 4th of June, the 11th of June, 18th of June, 25th of June. So these are all Friday flights, which is going with one stop. We can get you flights other days as well. Sometimes we have flight on Sunday with one stop. And as usual, you can take the lounges, or if you require hotel. These all possibilities are there. But yes, there are enough flights from Brisbane at this stage.
Okay, so those are some of the flight options from Brisbane. And of course, moving on to Sydney, what are the options open at this point in time from Sydney?
So from Sydney, guys, 5th of June, 8th of June, 12th of June, and 15th of June. I can see those flights are available. In fact, there are more flights available, mostly on Tuesdays from Sydney with one stop, and any other days with two stops. So yes, plenty of flights from Sydney as well.
Okay, moving on from Sydney, as we know, the restrictions in Victoria at this point in time. So what's the flight options from Melbourne?
Okay, so there are lockdown in Melbourne, guys, but still flights are still operating. You still have to do the COVID test like you will do for any other from any other state. So 4th of June, 8th of June, 12th of June, and 15th of June, these all flights are available. These are Emirates flights, and it's still flying without any issues from Melbourne.
Okay, so despite the lockdown, the flights are still happening. As per the rules and regulations, you have to meet all those conditions, and then flights are still happening there. So that's wonderful news. That if you really have to go, there are options available as long as you follow those rules. Well, right now, moving on, let's go to Adelaide. So what's the flight options at this point in time from Adelaide?
So from Adelaide, we have pretty much one flight per week. So 4th of June is the next available, then 11th of June, 18th of June, and 16th of June. These options are with one stop, and other days we have 2 stops option as well. So yes, it's going well from Adelaide.
So from Adelaide, let's go to Western Australia to Perth. Okay, so what are the flight options from Perth at this point in time?
So next available flight is 6th of June, then 9th of June, 13th of June, and 16th of June. And there are many more flights after that as well. But yes, there are plenty of flights from Perth as well.
Okay, so with having Perth covered, what about any updates from India to Australia? Of course, we know with lots of things happening there have been lots of restrictions. So what are the flight options at this point in time for people who are in India and wishing to come into Australia?
Okay, so before I tell you the options, guys, I would like to inform you who can come and what exactly happening. There are some more updates as well in this segment. So still the permanent resident Australian citizens and exemption holders can come from India to Australia. Same exemptions, I have heard that some more people receive exemption who were waiting for a very, very long time. So seems it's easing, so that's a good news. I also got update in this segment for students this time. I know there are so many students keep messaging every other day asking if there is any update, and unfortunately we couldn't tell much about it. But yes, today there is the update that you can register with Indian High Commission and on their website, so High Commission of India website. So the information can be collected by the Indian government, and further support can be provided in conjunction with the Australian government. You can see on the link as well on this video, which is www.hci.canberra.gov.in/student_strnd_register.php. So if you are a student or you know any student around you, I would really highly recommend you all, please send them this link and ask them to register. We need to definitely come together, guys, and make sure that our friends, students who are stuck back home, they all should come back. So please send this link. That's very, very important. So flight-wise, guys, right now, only Qatar Airways and Japan Airlines is flying from India. These are the private options I'm talking about. Yes, DFAT, Qantas and Air India is also flying, and they are invite only. So you have to wait for them to call you, and you can book Qantas flight. If you have not registered with DFAT yet, please do so, because then only you will receive the call from them. And if you want to book other flights, so Qatar Airways and Japan Airlines, as I mentioned, is there on certain dates. Right now, 6 June, 8, 10, 14, there are some dates are showing available. And for Japan Airlines as well, 2 to 3 option in a month are showing available. Though Japan Airlines showing only business class fares, which are like $6,800, $6,900, but it's good for those who really need a big baggage, because they're giving you 3 bags of 23 clothes plus 7 and plus 14 as well in some cases. So these are the main options. If you need any of those bookings, guys, it's really not easy to get those bookings, so it's better to do a pre-registration. You have to send your passport and your details as well to your agent. You can send to us as well, along with the deposit, which is fully refundable in most cases. And remaining you have to pay at the time of confirmation. In this one, please be very, very careful where you're giving your deposit and your full payment. Don't give the full payment unless you get the full confirmation. That's very, very important. Also, I would like to tell you all once again that what all documents required if you are flying from India to Australia. So number 1 is a passport as usual. If you are flying on the new passport, make sure you have an old passport copy as well. Number 2 is a visa, or if you are having any exemption copies, please do that. Number 3, the RT-PCR test. Remember, from India, it's 48 hours now, not 72 hours anymore. That needs to be done. And make sure there's a passport number on that one. And also, if your lab can get you a QR code on that RT-PCR report, then it will make your life even easier. Number 4 is if you're flying with Qantas, from Qatar Airways, then you have to fill the consent form as well. Number 5 is Australia travel declaration form, that is mandatory to fill. And number 6 is the state registration process. If you are coming with different states, so for Perth, for Western Australia, G2G pass is compulsory, which you have to fill online. If you're coming to Queensland, you can get the arrival registration form on arrival as well. You don't have to fill it online as per the discussion with the passengers arrived few days back. Or if you find it online, you can fill it online as well. And please check for other states as well. As per the information, right now it's not for any other state, but keep checking in case they have changed anything. So these are the main updates from India to Australia at this stage.
Okay, there's quite a lot of things that people need to be mindful of before they can get on that flight. But of course, the options are there as long as you follow those rules and regulations. So that is quite wonderful news there, that people are able to come, but of course you really need to make sure that you follow all those rules. And I think one of the key points you mentioned there, that from India the test is not 72 hours now, it's just 48. So yeah. Wonderful. Okay, right now coming back locally here, nationally, people are still eager to do lots of things locally and nationally. So what are any exciting things happening nationally?
There are a lot of things happening, Amazji. In fact, it's increasing day by day. People are so excited flying nationally, seeing their friends and family all around. Of course, Victoria is a little bit on hold at this stage, which is required, but I'm sure it will cover up very soon as well. So guys, I have got another news from South Australia. There is another lot of vouchers just opened last week. So in fact, in this one, they have a limited number of vouchers worth around $100 available for residents of other states as well. So that's another something new, because generally vouchers are available for the people within the same states, but this time they are giving to the people in other states as well. Another thing is there are around 250 accommodation providers are also participating this time, which means whatever voucher, like $100 voucher you receive, you can take that for your accommodation too. So please visit our South Australia website and get one of those vouchers. So that's definitely amazing. Next up is from Qantas. So Qantas says points for vaccination. So that's something really amazing. So Qantas has revealed the carrier is considering handing out incentives in form of vouchers and status credits to Australians who get vaccinated. So another reason for you to guys to get vaccinated, and you'll be given the vouchers and incentives. How cool is that? It makes you safe, makes society safe. At the same time, you're gonna get the incentive of it. So win-win situation from everywhere. So one of the ideas reportedly under consideration would see the Qantas may offer around 1,000 loyal points to the members who get the jab, and definitely when or whoever is eligible. So they are really amazing thing. And meanwhile, the Australian Medical Association has also called federal government to make vaccine mandatory to anyone traveling overseas. So that's, as we mentioned the last week as well, that we might see in future that our vaccine is mandatory to fly anywhere overseas, or maybe in the state as well. So vaccine is definitely something we all should consider at this stage. Next is from Virgin Australia, guys. So Virgin Australia, if you remember, in last 3-4 episodes, we spoke a lot about their Velocity program that they are going to launch or have partnership with 7-Eleven. This time it's all done. So Virgin Australia and 7-Eleven launched their new partnership, allowing Velocity members to earn points on fuel and convenience purchases. So that's authorization already been received from Australian Consumer and Competition Commission. To earn points, user must download the 7-Eleven app and link their Velocity account, and then scan their Velocity link, my 7-Eleven card, and you can purchase anywhere out of 700 outlets they have around Australia. So that's really amazing news. You can have, the local trips by your car, earn points on your fuel, and then you take them to fly into the States. How good is that? So next one is from Gold Coast Airport. So Gold Coast Airport has launched a new security program to target the growing threat posed by the organized crime. So if you heard, there are so many crimes also happening around the area, which is really good that they have got this new security program. So those who are bad element, I would say it's alarm for them that you have to really, not do this kind of things. So the reported airport watch initiative will allow travelers to report suspicious or any unusual activities or behaviors to the team over there. So and it's been happening and it's been a discussion for a long time with the different airports as well, and Gold Coast has already started that. So that's really good news as well. And now I want to tell you all maybe something which you are probably been waiting so long. So that's about skiing. So skiing even sooner is what the tagline is, which means Perisher Ski Resort. So they were about to open next week, but they have made a decision to actually open 1 week earlier for you. So that's really good news. So from this Friday, which means from tomorrow, it's going to open. And at this stage, they are giving you a lot of good deals as well. So there are lift tickets, lessons, rentals, ski tube. They all are on sale for the entire season from today itself. And the skiers who are booking at least 7 days ahead can make it bundle, and you might save up to 10-20% as well when you're building a package. So that's really amazing time, right? It's really a paradise. You must go there. In New South Wales, and happily, everything is going well there as well. So here's a little video which I would like to show you all, and you can dream when you're at home. Here it is.
And how good is that?
Amazing. I can already imagine myself being there. It feels like Switzerland, it's not a less than overseas trip, I would say, Wednesday. It's really amazing. Definitely Australia's favorite.
Okay, so moving on, right now, so we have got locally covered, and of course, I'll have to go look for my skis in the shed. Right now, moving internationally, of course, as you have mentioned before, that, that IMI is calling on the Australian government to make people, to have people vaccinated before they get on flights, especially internationally one. So what is happening internationally, what's the update on that scene?
Okay, so we have already covered India so far, guys, but let me tell you about other countries. So first one is from New Zealand bubble update. So Aussies who have visited Victoria between 20 and 25th May will need a negative COVID test within 3 days. So that's already done. And anyone who is in Victoria from 7:59 p.m. On 25th of May is prohibited at this stage to enter New Zealand. But if you're from any other state, you can still fly. And flights are operating as usual as well. So that's really good news. Next one is from the Pacific bubble. So there is another hint for the Pacific bubble, especially since the New Zealand bubble already started. So definitely our neighbors and nearby countries are really very optimistic that, the Pacific bubble going to be started as well. So while it's not official yet, but there was some statement from our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. What he said is we are supporting our Pacific family, and the ideas of bubble that goes beyond New Zealand and Australia is a real possibility. The islands likely to be included in the expanded bubble are Cook Islands, New Caledonia, and Tahiti. So very soon, if everything goes well, we might see the Pacific bubble open as well, and we can have a lot more better holidays. And once again, I would say, guys, get vaccinated fast as possible, because maybe very soon we will have a lot more options to fly. Next up from IATA, pretty much in every episode we tell you what's happening and what predictions IATA have. This time, IATA predicts 2023. So they have flagged the volumes of a global air passenger traffic will exceed pre-pandemic levels by 2023. The industry body believes that air traffic will only recover to around 52% pre-COVID levels by the end of this year. Hopefully everything goes well. By the time, and while the numbers should climb around 88% in 2022, IATA also added that despite of long-term impact of COVID, its data suggests that desire to travel globally remains strong. So we are getting stronger, really vibes from everywhere that everyone really wants everything to open and fly overseas and have good time. So let's be a very good citizen and a very good person and not spread all these viruses and in fact do the vaccination. So that will be great. Next is from the Qatar Airways, guys. So Qatar Airways, as I mentioned before, are doing all good from India to Australia at this stage. And they are planning to resume flights from other states as well, other places as well, especially from Spain. So they are starting the Spain network, return to the pre-pandemic levels with 3 destinations, including Barcelona and Madrid. They are the main places. Qatar has also recently strengthened in its presence in Spain through the expanded strategic partnership with Iberia and also Latin America. Qatar Airways has expanded its network also in America to 12 destinations to over 85 weekly flights, more than it operated pre-pandemic, and airlines will resume to Atlanta flights today and will also increase frequencies to Boston, Miami, New York City, San Francisco, and a lot more other places. And these increased services will also provide enhanced connectivity to several airlines' global leisure destinations, including Cape Town and Maldives. So really, that's a good news that they're expanding and resuming all these flights. In fact, there'll be some flights will be running, more than they used to be. So that's really good news as well. Next, from the Hawaiian Airlines. So Hawaiian Airlines said they're going to discontinue the Ohana by Hawaiian passenger service from Honolulu and islands of Molokai and Lanai, citing significantly costs associated with it. And these flights are actually suspended since March 2020. And this time they think, there is no point continuing them. So they said they're going to discontinue that. Next up from the Air France. So Air France has announced the return of non-stop flight to Helsinki after 20 years of absence. The carrier said will return to service from 6th of July all around the year, so which is just in 1 month, and operating 4 flights weekly using Airbus A319. Previously, Air France had a code share with the Finnair on flights from Paris as well. So hopefully we'll have some more code shares, some more connections, depending on definitely kind of collaborations they have with different airlines. But that's really good news as well that lot more things are opening up. So guys, I also want to tell you about the cruises, because I have seen there are so many cruises coming up with so many exciting things since it's opened and Europe has given the green signal to the cruises. So I'll start with the Dream Cruise. The Dream Cruise will deploy its Genting Dream in Hong Kong next month as a part of highly anticipated cruise bubble for local residents. 2 and 3 night summer, super summer staycations will be offered, and also they are also including the themes, which is really amazing. So this time they are thinking to include the theme of Japanese festival in August and September, and also Nordic Christmas in November and December. So you might have really so many exciting kind of experiences in cruises. Definitely from Australia, it may take a bit of time, but those who are stuck overseas and those, who live over there, and they definitely can, build all these services. Next is from Viking Experience Combos. So Viking Cruises has released 3 newly created back-to-back expedition combination cruises. So one is a 42 days cruise, which is Antarctica, America, New York. They are including as well to Antarctic, South America, Brazilian coast, and Caribbean, all that. And also 41 days cruise they got, that's New York to the Antarctica. They're going to start in October 2022. Sorry. 24-day Caribbean and Brazil coastal jewel is going to start, and the price of the tour starts from $50,995 per person onwards. Next is from the Crystal River Cruise. They have also confirmed to resume the sailing from Europe from 29th August, following a decision of the European Union to allow anti-vaccinated travelers. So cruises will resume very soon, and once again, it will be mandatory for all the guests and the crew and everyone to get vaccinated. So that's very important.
So that is all what our news from the international scenes, especially those cruises in our, 42 days is sounding very good, but finding those 42 days. Well, right now that is exciting news that all that is happening, and especially getting on the cruises and making sure that you are safe as well with the vaccination and everything that's available these days. But right now, of course, we know that people who are planning on traveling and as people do, because they really need to, they can't be staying put. So all these things that are available internationally and nationally. So what would your tips be for people who are planning on traveling at this point in time?
Umeshji, I would say in Australia, go along everywhere, just avoid Victoria. It's really doing amazing. You can refresh yourself. Those coming from India to Australia, I would say, please be very, very careful of the scammers. I hear stories every couple of days that people are scammed. They have given, in desperation, people are giving thousands of dollars just thinking, they'll be getting tickets. So guys, there are not really many options from India to Australia at this stage. And unless people don't give you confirmation, please don't pay them balance. Still, you can think if there are reliable sources, you might give a deposit, but the balance is definitely not recommended to pay before you get the confirmation at this stage. And also, as I mentioned before, don't forget your COVID test is 48 hours before departure maximum. And please call the the places, the labs where you're going to get it done, because not every lab in India is giving you result within 24 hours. Some labs says they might take 48 to 48 hours or 72 hours as well, while you can only get it done in 48 hours. I had a couple of passengers last week where they thought, they'll be getting in 24 hours, because general turnaround time, mainly in India, is around 6 to 8 hours in most of the labs, what I heard so far, but there are some places who are taking a bit longer. And I had some instances, like a couple of passengers last week who had to do it at the airport and had to reach early at the airport to get it done because they did not get the report from the previous one. And I would really highly recommend you to do it beforehand. Don't please leave it at last minute. But in case you are positive, which is likely possible, seeing the condition in India. So, and sometimes the result may take a bit longer as well, but your international flight won't wait. So unless it's really emergency and you have no other option, you might get it done at airport. Otherwise, I would highly recommend you to do it at your own place wherever you are, and make sure that they give you the report within time. So that's really very, very important. If your travel dates are not mentioned in today's episode, you can always send us expression of interest and tell us which state you want to come, and we'll make sure and liaise with the airlines and the partners to make sure that you get the date close to that. And also, I would really highly recommend you these dates to come to any city in Australia. Just don't wait that, you want to land in Melbourne only or Sydney only or Perth only, because majority of these private airlines options are either coming to Adelaide or Brisbane. To any other cities, they are less, except Japan Airlines, who is coming to Sydney. And unless you can pay, the business class fare, then probably you can't come to Sydney. And they are really very less number of flights and very less number of people can come to Sydney at this stage. And Darwin and Perth is really rare in case of Qatar and Japan. So please take whichever one option you can, because you might be, we never know that what happens in future as well. So best to come early as possible. And if you need any help, you can call me as well. In fact, if you have booked ticket anywhere and you are struggling with filling documents, don't worry, I am there. I can help you. You can message me on my phone, which is 04044032264. You can email us at info@ausindiatravel.com.au. You can jump on our Facebook page, or we have groups as well, Australians Stuck in India. As well, so you can jump there and message us, and in fact post your questions that whatever problems you are facing, and there are so many kind people who are there to help you. So yes, if you have any question, feel free to call me or my team, and if you like this episode, please share with your family and friends. It may be very helpful to them, especially to the students who need to register on that link we have provided to you. And there are 32 more episodes as well, which you can go through and share with your friends. And if you have any question, please feel free to message us. You can message on the same video you can message us separately as well, and we'll make sure that we add it in the next episode. So yes, thank you very much for listening to us. And if you liked it, please share with your friends. You can see the reviews as well. And if you have traveled already from India to Australia, please write your experiences on Australians Stuck in India Facebook page, or our page, or anywhere, so people can see that you have come up, and they will get some ray of hope and motivation that yes, they can come back as well. So thank you very much once again, and let us know if you have any questions.
And I think that's a very good idea that, people who have made that journey, if they share their experiences on that group, it will benefit other people as well, and people will know some of the things that, you don't do this or don't do that, even though, you are providing all the tips and all the information here. But, someone who's got actually traveled on it might share something that we might not have covered here or missed. So that would be good. I think that's a very good information there, and a very good suggestion in interest of the community, so that people who are traveling or planning to travel will know what to look for and what not to look for, because many times people forget that the circumstances that they are traveling under now is not quite as normal as what used to be at normal times. So people might not pick up on some things that might be slightly different. So that's wonderful. And as Tanvi said before, that if you are planning on anything, and if you're not sure, just pick up that phone, call her, message her on the Facebook. She's always there. She will respond, and I can vouch for that, that she will. And once again, Tanvi, thank you so much for sharing this information with everyone, and congratulations on completing 33 episodes. Well done.
To me, Steve. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and happy, and Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.